Hey guys, so have you guys seen Kimberly Clark's anti-haul videos? She came up with this brilliant idea of talking about things that you have no real plans to purchase and why. And Kimberly Clark is amazing. You should definitely check out her videos if you haven't already. She's just very well spoken. She talks about consumerism and this idea of just needing more and more stuff, which you see a lot on YouTube. And I thought it was a fantastic idea. And my list of things that I just don't really have any interest in is long, so I figured I would share with you guys what's on that list. Just because I don't like something absolutely does not mean that you shouldn't like it or you should feel bad about liking it if you do. And I'm in no way bashing brands or products at all. I'm just letting you guys know, if you're interested, what I have no plans on purchasing. I actually, a few of these things would consider purchasing for specific people that I have in mind, that I would know love these brands, love these products, but I have no plans in purchasing them for myself. Let's go ahead and talk about what I will not buy. I've got this nice little list here on my phone, and let's just jump right in. It's in no particular order. I just wrote this list as things came to mind. And the first thing on my anti-haul is the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. In fact, I might go out on a limb and just say I probably will not purchase any more of the Naked palettes. So any new Naked palettes that come out onto the market, I don't think I'm really going to buy them. I think eventually they'll probably come out with a purple tone one. I won't buy any of the Urban Decay Naked palettes in the foreseeable future. The Naked Heat is beautiful. It's stunning. I've gotten a chance to play around with it, swatch it, use it on people's eyes. It's a beautiful palette. The packaging is fantastic. You get a double-sided brush with it, and the quality is great. Now, as for the reason why I'm not going to buy them, and I do like Urban Decay well enough, I just don't use them. I don't use them. I bought quite a few of the Naked palettes and they weren't ones I gravitated towards. So I'm at the point in my collection where I do not need to buy anything that I don't use. So that's not happening. Sorry. I do think that it's a very pretty palette and I would consider buying it for somebody else if I knew that they wanted it, but not for me. No thank you. Pass. Hard pass. The next product on my list is what I thought was a little bit gimmicky. No shade. It's the Clarisonic Makeup Foundation Brush. Not for me. No thank you. I don't have a Clarisonic. I don't have a desire for a Clarisonic. I like my Foreo, and if you guys haven't seen it, it's basically just like using a Clarisonic. It's a rotating brush head on a thing, and it's for makeup. The thing is just so bulky, and I think it's too expensive, and it's just not my thing. It's just not my thing. It's not for me. I don't want a vibrating makeup foundation brush. I don't want to buy it, and I don't want to use it. I've heard it's great for people. I think Jackie Aina said that it's good for her carpal tunnel, which I've got lupus, so my joints get really sore, but I still have no intention on buying the Clarisonic makeup brush. Sorry, not sorry. A couple things. So I've watched Jaclyn Hill for ages. I haven't been keeping up with her recently, but I used to watch her videos all the time, and she's stunning and bubbly. I don't even know if it's still out, but I had no plans and have no plans to buy the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette. It's not for me. I'm not interested. It's just another palette that I have a million dupes for, and honestly I have liked Morphe products in the past. I think they're great for the money. I love the brushes. I have a few of the palettes, but I don't need any more of their eyeshadow palettes. I just don't. doesn't need to happen. I'm not excited about it. So if I'm not excited about something, I'm not gonna buy it because I'm at that point in my collection for sure. The revamped limited edition champagne pop from Becca Cosmetics has a champagne bottle on it with bubbles around it on the face of it, and I am not interested. I wouldn't be interested even if I didn't already have champagne pop, which, to be honest, champagne pop is not one of my favorite highlighters. I didn't really like it on my skin tone. I like it on other people's skin tone. On a couple of my friends I did their makeup on, it just looks stunning. But on my skin tone, no thank you. It's just too dark when I'm fair, and it's just a little, I just don't like it. And I love Becca Cosmetics, and I love their highlighters. That one just isn't one of my things. And the biggest reason I wouldn't buy the limited edition version is because I think it's ugly. I think it's fugly. That whole champagne bottle thing looks like a bowling pin or something to that extent, and I am not a fan, and the bubbles are just too formulaic. I don't think it's an organic enough design for my liking. I just don't like it. I don't like it, and I will not buy it. And I probably won't buy it for anybody else either because I think it's ugly. No offense to anybody who has it, loves it, likes the design. It's just not for me. Sorry, boo. Okay, so the next one kind of makes me laugh and probably shouldn't because it's really, it's not that funny, but I will not be purchasing the Kim Kardashian West Beauty Contour Sticks. Now, those would be totally up my alley because I love cream products, I love contour products, I love highlighters. Especially with my dry skin, I think a cream contour stick, a fantastic one, would be so good, and I would totally be willing to spend money on something like that because that would be super flattering on my skin. However, you get so little product. If you've seen any of the reviews on them, they're like this little tiny nub that ends up breaking, and it's just in delicate packaging. Feel as though I'm paying for a brand name. I feel like there's all these YouTubers trying to hype it up just because they're trying to get on Kim's good side, and she's stunning, and I totally would love to buy something if her makeup artist Mario came out with products, but I don't know, it just looked hard to blend out. Even as people were sitting there blending in the videos saying how much they love the products, I just didn't think they looked that nice. I thought they looked a little patchy. So they're not for me. The double-sided brush, those people that I watched didn't like the sponge, and then the brush was just okay. So the whole thing, I think, kind of look a little, like the packaging looks a little bit sexual. It's just not for me. Not for me, sorry. Related to that, I haven't and don't really plan to buy anything from the Kylie Cosmetics line. I've never been interested in anything, so there's that. You guys know I work at Sephora. I love the Sephora collection line, but they're trying to hype up these new pro palettes, these large, nearly $70 pro palettes, and they are not for me. If the formula was amazing, then I think, yeah, sure, but I've had a chance to play around with them. Not for me. I do not plan to buy. Even with my discount, I don't plan to buy those. I don't think they're a dupe for Natasha Denona, and I don't really think they're worth 70 bucks. So I will not be buying those. And then another product that you can get at Sephora that I have no intention in buying are the Farsali oils. They're just not for me. There's the rose gold and then the elixir. Sorry, I don't think they're that great. I tried them. I took home decent sized samples of them. The unicorn essence or something, it had red dye in it, and it just was too artificial and overhyped. So, not for me. I'm going to just chat about Lorac. So I do love quite a few products from Lorac. However, their eyeshadows are not my personal favorite. They're too dry for my eyes, and I find them to be too powdery. So I will not be buying the new Mega Pro 3 palette, And I will not be buying the Beauty and the Beast collection. I really won't be buying any more Lorac eyeshadows at all, really. And I think that a lot of people love them and it works for them. They're just not my favorite formulation. I would consider buying them for somebody else if I knew that they loved them. I'll pass. Okay, and then the BH Cosmetics Carly Bible palettes. The original and the extended version. They are not for me. Just no. I've had a chance to play around with them, swatch them at my local Ulta's, and I don't like the packaging design. I think it's fugly. I don't like that whole white satin quilt. That reminds me of like cheap prom or something. And again, no offense to anybody who loves those. I have a lot of friends who love them. But the colors are just so blah to me. And when I swatched them, I thought that they didn't look very nice, like too I just didn't like the texture. I don't like the packaging. I don't like overall look. They're not for me. Sorry, bye. Can we talk about random quality for a second? There's a lack of consistency with certain brands, especially as they come out with limited edition releases. MAC is one. I feel like their quality just jumps. Like sometimes their products are amazing, and then sometimes with their limited edition products it's junk. And then the same with Too Faced. So I will not be buying any Too Faced holiday collections. I know it's early to be talking about that, but I won't be buying any Too Faced holiday collections. I won't be buying any of their eyeshadows for sure during the holidays. I just don't think that the quality is ever up to standard, and whenever I do end up buying that stuff, it just ends up sitting around and I'm like, why did I spend my money on that? So no Too Faced holiday collections. If it comes around and I do buy something, tell me to return it, because just no. And then Violet Voss came out with a collaboration recently. It's eyeshadow palette. I won't be buying that. I just don't have any interest in it. Sorry, Violet Voss. I like some of the shadows I have from you, but I won't be buying that eyeshadow palette. Bye-bye. And then finally, Tarte's unicorn stuff. I will not be buying those. I don't like the overall look. I think that it's cute for maybe a teenage girl or somebody who is really into that vibe, but their unicorn highlighter, not for me. It's like a rainbow highlighter that just I don't like, and I'll just take a nice little pass on that collection. This is all in good fun. I don't mean to hurt anybody's feelings. I just have things I like and things I don't like. I have no business buying makeup I don't actually like. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, thumbs up. If you're new, subscribe, join my Cake Face family. We would love to have you. And if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. Leave a comment in the comment section down below telling me what you have no plans on buying. And yes, alrighty loves. Catch you in my next one. Bye.